Welcome to the REKAP Lunch Hour with Guff, me, Ryan McGuffey. It is Friday, a Friday feel-good edition of the REKAP Lunch Hour. Let's go. The chat's full. The day is strong. We got a weekend ahead, and we're ready to go, and it's all brought to you by our fine partners at Hooters. Go to originalhooters.com to visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations nearest you. Order.hooters.com if you want to pick up your order to go this weekend. Don't mind if I do. I probably will do so, even though we were just there on Wednesday night. And we thank all of you once again who were there. Thank all of you for being at Hooters. Always a fun night when we're there. Hey, are we feeling different about the Chicago Cubs? A lot of different things here, by the way. We're going to give NASCAR tickets away today. The NASCAR street race is next weekend, July 4th, a week from today. Really kind of hard to believe. The race is the 5th and 6th. Zach Brown Band plays on the 5th. And we are giving tickets away today for you to go see that. Matter of fact, why don't we get that stuff going in the hopper right now? If you would like to go see the NASCAR street race or the Zach Brown Band next weekend, the NASCAR street race, the only street race on the circuit, who did Cap and I interview and release here on the channel? The interview is on the channel. Who did Cap and I interview this week previewing the NASCAR street race? It's solid. He's really fun to watch. Certainly became a fan of the dude. He's a fun guy. If you haven't watched it yet, take a listen to the interview. Who did we interview on the channel? That's all you need to know. If you get that, you're going in the hopper for a chance to win a pair of tickets today to go see the NASCAR street race. We've been very proud to partner with NASCAR all month long, and we want to continue to do so. So the chat is full. Are you feeling better about the Cubs? Much different feeling on Friday than on Wednesday. On Wednesday, they lost the first two games. It wasn't pretty. Then the pitching staff goes out and shuts them out for 22 consecutive innings. The bullpen didn't allow a run the entire series. How about that? The bullpen didn't allow a run the entire series. And by the way, if you're trying to enter the NASCAR street race tickets, who did we interview on the channel? If you've already won tickets, you're going already. Allow somebody else to get involved in the hopper, okay? So let's go. What's up, Swayze? Nice series salvage by the boys. I was irked by the past 7 games pitching-wise, but Shota and Boyd were stoppers. By the way, Shota looks like he doesn't have the dominant stuff of an ace, but he knows how to pitch like one, and his presence and everything about it said so against the Cardinals in 5 shutout innings. 22 innings of shutout against anyone in Major League Baseball is just impressive. The bullpen has put itself together and has broke a place of strength. Now go get a couple of top arms and game on. Justin, I hope both teams have lots of decisions to make. You can trade your system for pitchers, but you can't mess up because your future after this season depends on these deals. They need to sign Tucker now. Only if Kyle Tucker wants to sign a deal now. I mean, he may just want to go to free agency at this point. I wouldn't blame him knowing how the market has worked the last couple of years. You can't let him talk to other teams. It could affect PCA's future too, because if he sees Tucker walk without a good offer and Tucker signs PCA's hitting up Boris, if he walks, it's bad. You guys, I've known a lot of these guys, and PCA's under control for a long time. They don't have to extend PCA right now. As a matter of fact, they don't have to at all. I would not panic about PCA at all. He's not going anywhere. Pete Crow Armstrong, I'm looking right now. I want to make sure I'm right about, he's not a free agent until 2031. You have his rights through the 2030 season. I don't care if they offer PCA an extension or not. Good afternoon to the real Phil Sims. Good win yesterday. Should take 2 of 3 from Houston. Only trouble could be Valdez on Sunday unless Jed mans up and trades for him before then, not asking for much. I was reading a story about this, Phil. I don't think Framber Valdez is going anywhere. It appears that he's been awesome lately. It appears that, Houston thinks they can go to the World Series yet again, and why shouldn't they? They've been the most reliable team in the postseason the last 7+ years. So Framber Valdez, I think, is staying. Justin says, I still see Robert netting a big return. You're the one. I don't. I do not see the market for Luis Robert being all that robust. I really don't, especially for everything I'm hearing right now about Luis Robert is this. Yes, the White Sox want to trade him. Yes, everyone knows it. And no one wants to trade for him unless the price comes down. You know what he is as a WAR player this year? 0.0. That's his war this year. I do not expect Luis Robert to net a big return. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a Miguel Vargas like somebody else's once high touted prospect that they're fed up with and they move him aboard. You're probably getting a lottery ticket, and that's fine. I really don't know what's taking Jed and Tommy too cheap to cut the deck for Tucker. Stop half stepping and pay the man. As I always say, scared money don't make no money. You're right. You're right. I always say scared money is lost money. It takes two to tango, guys. If Kyle Tucker wants to sign, okay, then go to, and maybe they will. Maybe they will. Jimmy comes in with Slogano for the NASCAR driver. Jimmy already going to the NASCAR street race. Jimmy, come on now. Happy Friday to you, but give some other people a chance. Who is the interview that Cap and I did with here on the channel this week to preview the NASCAR street race? I'll tell you what, says Swayze. Shota and Boyd dealing like they have Boyd all season. Shota in his return. Yeah, really good stuff. If the Rangers want to include Cade Horton in any trade for DeGrom, he's on the first thing out of town. This is prime opportunity with the NL wide open. Let's hold nothing back. I brought this up the other day when we did the watch party. If Cade Horton was in the deal to get Jacob DeGrom from Texas, would Cap do it? He said, yeah. And so would I. You're getting DeGrom for future years. Okay? Future years. And what he's been doing and what he is when healthy, and I know a lot, he's always hurt. You're hoping Cade Horton is a shell of Jacob DeGrom at any point. And I know you guys all want to pay Justin Tucker, but we don't know. And maybe at the All-Star break, they'll come together, sing Kumbaya, and the deal will be done. I think Horton's likely to stay, Becky, but if you're getting a return like Jacob DeGrom or a pitcher like that has Cy Youngs under his belt, that has pitched in postseason games, I think everything's on the table. Velasco, Justin, what happens if you trade your system for a pitcher that struggles? You don't win the World Series and Tucker walks. Now you have no right fielder. You have to sign one in the offseason or put Suzuki back out there. Justin, you're worried way too much about the future. Man, you got to be where your feet are. If the Cubs make the right trade for a pitcher, they could win the World Series. This team is capable of winning a World Series. You got to be in the moment here and let the chips fall where they lie. Kyle Tucker wins a World Series in Chicago or gets deep in the postseason, he's going to have plenty of reasons to want to come back, and I think he already does. Phil, do the Bulls really want to be relevant, or does Jerry like two horrible teams? Everyone knows the NBA is better when the Bulls are winning and contending. I don't think that. To me, the answer to your question is no, they don't want to be relevant. They think they're relevant because they're top in attendance and top in merch every year. And it's just being relevant that way and being relevant actually in the NBA landscape are two different things. It's been very, very frustrating to be a Chicago Bulls fan or someone who covers the Bulls, etc. Check out the latest Bulls recap podcast with Joe Colley and myself. We had a live podcast yesterday afternoon. Really good stuff, good questions from a lot of you. I asked Joe a couple of thoughts about long-term, big picture, Bulls, etc. Really good stuff if you haven't checked it out yet. It's all risky with no guarantees that you make it far and no guarantees that the pitchers do great. What if they slump after the trade? Justin, man, there's too many what ifs with you, bud. There's too many scared. That's a lot of scared. So then I guess my rhetorical question to you would be, well, then why make the trade? Why make a trade if you're scared about what they're going to do? They're going to take it. They're going to regress. No. Make the move. What's up, Jim? Regarding the Cubs card series, a psychological victory is gained when a team wins the last two of a 4-game set after losing the first two. Cards gain no ground in the division. Couldn't agree with you more. Well said, Jim. Phil, I saw where the Mavericks are playing the Lakers in the Summer League and trying to hype up Flagg versus Bronny James. What an insult to Cooper Flagg, no doubt. I think the whole Summer League's a joke anyway. That does nothing about the NBA Summer League excites me. It's hard to watch an NBA regular season game. I watched more NBA postseason this year than I have in a decade, and I actually enjoyed a lot of it. But regular season, tough. They should have signed pitchers in free agency to keep their farm system. Now they're risking it all. Justin, I will trade prospects all day long. I know you love prospects. Look how that happened for the White Sox. Look at what happened. The first rebuild. I'd go back and trade every single one of them for a proven vet at this point. Prospects are prospects, dude. You're not going to have 7 guys in the top 100 come up and all hit. Just not going to happen. Happy Friday, Kyle. Happy NHL draft, Kyle. You've been prepping us and getting us ready for the last 4+ weeks. Draft only about 7 hours away. Been waiting for weeks for this day, as I just said. Go big tonight, Blackhawks. Let's go. By the way, if you want to get in the hopper, I don't see a lot of answers in here. We need some answers for who Cap and I interviewed. If you want to go to the NASCAR street race, who did Cap and I interview? Here's a hint. I already put it up there from Jimmy from earlier. Kyle, no change about the Cubs. Felt the same the entire series. Let's keep up the momentum in Houston. Go Cubs. Phil, you and Cap should do the recap lunch hour from the ATL for the All-Star game. That's a little easier said than done. I've covered plenty of All-Star games. It is a cluster. And by the way, super expensive. I don't think the return for us, the risk, it's not a risk. I don't see the return on investment this particular year. I'll put it that way. Happy Friday to you, Jimmy. Go Cubs, go, says OD. It's still only June. Halfway point, folks. They've officially played 81 games, by the way. We are officially at the halfway point. If I would have told you guys this, and Godfather, with all due respect, but if I would have told you, hey, I can see into the future, and I'm going to tell you the Cubs will be 15 games over 500 halfway through the season, there's not one of you out there, not one of you, who would have said, nah, I don't know. Just something to think about. Lip Ripper, you got it. Great interview with Joey Longneck Logano. Yeah, Joey Logano is the answer we're looking for. I don't think Lip Ripper can go to the race, if I'm not mistaken. Otherwise, Lip, let me know. Joey Logano, really fun interview. Really fun dude to like. Joey Logano on the channel. Check it out. If you just put Joey Logano in your response in the chat here, you're going in the hopper to win tickets to next weekend's NASCAR street race. Kyle, the Fire plays Charlotte at Soldier Field this weekend. Let's get back on track and get a win. Go Fire. I saw there was a fan incident in the stands that they are trying to get Soldier Field security on board. There's going to be a pre-meeting. What's going on with the fans here in Chicago this week? We got incidents with the Fire. We got the White Sox mess. Come on, people. I know it's summer, but geez, oh, Pete's. If you can't hack it, can't handle booze, come on, be better. You're not giving us a good name. Terry, Jed should probably jump the market now. I heard the Mets lost the starting pitcher yesterday. They lost Griffin Canning. Left the game, I think, in the third inning, which they think is a Achilles injury. So, again, the Mets are going to be in the market for pitching, and they're not scared to spend money, make trades. They traded Pete Crow Armstrong for Javi Baez. This is not an organization afraid to make moves. Jimmy, you're right. So nice to get Showdown back. There's Godfather. Ricketts still cheap, but the one thing I will say is they don't go into long losing streaks. I think is it one of 2 teams or the only team that doesn't have a 4-game losing streak this year? Kyle, with Utah getting Paterka from Buffalo, hope the Hawks can get an answer in either free agency or on the offer sheet market like PB mentioned. Agreed. How much has Robert tanked his trade value this year? I think he's bottomed it out completely, Jimmy. I really do. Outside of the defense and the stolen bases, he has just been a disappearing act. And you can't even hang on to like a stretch of his season this year. On the road, 174 batting average, a 569 OPS. At home, 197, 601. Here's what he's hitting. April, 170, May, 195, June, 194. He sucks. And Justin, I'm not apologizing for that. His value stinks, and it's all on him. Wilson Contreras is a bum. You did see him apologize after the game about how he reacted in the 9th inning yesterday and how he didn't want to fight the Cubs. He apologized to Cubs and Cubs fans. I get the heat of the moment. Robert Jr. had a great chance to play his way out of town into a contender. Dude dropped the ball. Swayze, thank you for saying it perfectly, because I totally agree. Becky, can the Cubs get Tauchman back if they wanted to? I've been saying it. The Cubs should make a trade right now for Adrian Hauser and Michael Tauchman. That trade should happen. It should have happened already. I like that idea. The Cubs get a much better bench with Mike Tauchman right now. You know what I think I'm going to do later this weekend? I might even do it today. Go over to Hooters, originalhooters.com, the proud partner of this fine program where you guys come every day to mix it up. The Lunch Hour with Guff, me, Ryan McGuffey. Originalhooters.com, one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. I told you guys that blueberry lemonade, 3 more days. You get to enjoy it through the weekend. It's $8. The cocktails are $6 all day long. The Big Daddy mugs, the Kona Big Wave, the Michelob Ultra. It is summer. The Sam Adams Summer Ale, and the Mango Cart. Great lunch specials from 11 to 3 every day. The burger's cheap. You got the tender tacos, which are a staple for me. You got the shrimp platter with the fries. Really good stuff every single day. Make sure you get out there. The drink of the month, $8. And order.hooters.com is one of my favorite ways. You can get a DoorDash. You can pick it up to go. You know, we get the cinnamon pretzel bites every single time that we order here in the McGuffey family. Velasco asks if Shane Smith will be the opening day starter in 2026. Way too early to tell. I mean, based off of right now through the halfway point of this year, yeah. But he hasn't been very good his last 2 starts. He's actually, you could make a valid case that Miguel Vargas is your all-star and not Shane Smith. Lip, Robert will end up in AAA like Eloy and retire in AAA. Just makes me sick to think about those two. I'd rather cut his ass loose, Lip. Just, if they don't trade him, it'll be a travesty to the 2025 season. Kyle, Blackhawks have 10 picks in the NHL draft. Wouldn't be surprised if Davidson made some deals with some of those picks. Usually likes to trade up or down during the draft. Can't wait. Kyle, you should get a Hooters order in before the draft, man. You're ready to rock today. I love it. You've been jacked up about the draft for quite some time. By the way, says Phil, Contreras definitely didn't want that smoke yesterday. There's a reason he's not here. Really hasn't made the impact the Cardinals expected. Yeah, they'd go back and redo that deal for sure. How much would JD Martinez cost right now? The Cubs are terrible versus left-handed pitching. Not much. I don't think JD Martinez would cost you very much at all. But why not go get like a Eugenio Suarez? JD Martinez also, he hasn't had that many at-bats. He's only had 120, or I'm sorry, he's had almost 500 plate appearances. He's got 16 bombs. He has 6. This was last year. He hasn't played this year. My bad. He hasn't played this year at all. So he wouldn't cost them very much at all. But they did. I don't know if that's the route the Cubs are taking. Erica, I'm just going to focus on the trade deadline. Let the Kyle Tucker situation take care of itself. I'm glad we have a relevant team in Chicago now. That's well said. I think you're right. Don't worry about Kyle Tucker. Be glad you got him right now. Let's see what happens. Jimmy Lip, have you seen their recent podcast with the ex-White Sox player? He was very telling about Eloy and Tim Anderson and Moncada. Are you talking about or is you talking about Chuck's recent podcast? I'm not sure which one, Jimmy, you're talking about. Ricketts holding on to the money as long as possible. By then, the good pitchers will be gone. P.S. He will never sign Tucker. I know that sentiment is out there, especially after the nonsense we saw with the Bulls the other day, says Erica, talking about relevance in Chicago. Still hoping Misa falls to Chicago at 3, but I still believe Frondell will be their choice if no trade is made. I saw Boyle triple down last night on CHSN that he expects Frondell to be the pick for the Blackhawks tonight at 3. Swayze, it's all about Jerry being cheap for as long as he can. That's why a rebuild is perfect for old glue pockets up there in Deerfield. Justin, you are in the hopper. Joey Logano is correct. That is the driver we are looking for. If you want to get in the hopper for NASCAR street race tickets, there's only a few more minutes left in this show, folks. You answer Joey Logano, and you are all in for being in the hopper. Only thing I like about the NBA Summer League is that they play at the greatest university in the desert. I know, Lip, what the answer to that is, my friend. UNLV. Running Rebels. Erica, also, it's the first time I had heard Mark Eversley speak. What a joke. Did not handle it well. It was not much different. It felt like a puppet to AK. It was bad. You would have thought, and we talked about this on the Bulls podcast yesterday, you would have thought that was a good chance for Eversley to create a name for himself and distance himself, but nope. Definitely for 2027 should get the Cubs all. If we get the 2027 game, you can guarantee the recap will be all over that. Just go 500 the rest of the way, low key. If the Cubs go 500 the rest of the way, that puts them 89 and 73. I think they need to be a little bit better than that. Okay. I think they need to be a little bit better than that. Kyle. No, Velasco. I grew up with Earnhardt Jr. That's awesome. Well, I hope you get the chance to go to the race. I hope you can go. We'll see who's going to get the winner here in a second. Recap Merchant. Is it really? Are you serious? How does Kyle? I called. Oh my! Hang on for a second. This is breaking news. I called Clark Street Sports last night to discuss this. Stay with me here, folks. Stay with me. I'm on Clark Street Sports right now. I see. Where's the recap? I don't see here new arrivals. Oh my God, they are. David Clapham. There. Look at this, folks. I'm putting it on here. Here we go. How about that, Kyle? Thank you very much. In the chat, guys, I'm putting this here. Here. Give me a second. I just put it in the chat. It's the new arrivals. There are the Cubs color one is awesome. Hang on for a second. There's a White Sox colored one. There is a Cubs baby blue one. There's a Cubs royal blue one. There's the Bears color. I just put it in the chat, guys. ClarkStreetSports.com. Looks like it's in there. Look at that, Kyle. Ask and you shall receive. We have it live. We have live merch on Clark Street Sports. Jeez, oh, Pete's. That's awesome. Thank you very much for saying that. I cannot attend the NASCAR street race. Appreciate you, Lip. I didn't think so. I just was making sure. Clint Frazier said some wild behavior happened. I saw that interview earlier this week. Come on, Chicago. Don't take Philly's title away from them, says Jess. Jess, good to see you as always. Josh, from getting belt to Assad, the first 2 games to shutout, the next 2 games, amazing. Eric, hey, Guff, great 2 wins by the Cubs to split the series. Now on to Houston. Let's take 2 out of 3 this weekend. Yeah, Justin, it's very clear you're ready for 26. The Cubs get Gino and the offense would go next level. He's talking about Clint Frazier on foul territory. I did see that. Adam, Kyle Teal takes dry hacks in the showers. He's destined to be great. Take that, Cap, top 3 catcher in 2 years with Raleigh and Will Smith. I love it, man. I love the confidence, Adam. He talked about it. Javier, welcome to the chat. Go Cubs, go. The guy hitting 179, talking about how he was enjoying himself, not having responsibilities. But, I mean, he didn't help us, so it wasn't a good example. Yes, Velasco, I'm not a Sucks fan. I forgot their names. Lips bet of the day. San Francisco Giants run line at -1 or -1.5 at +105. Just an easy one to get the train back on the tracks. Yeah, I said it's Fade Guff City. Fade Guff City. By the way, here you go. You guys want the link? Clark Street Sports. You can get our gear. There will be more to come. We will have hats. We will have hoodies. Right now, there are 4 T-shirts. We have a Cubs. I love the baby blue one. It's super cool. They're $30. Clark Street Sports. You make the order. They ship them right to you. Everything right through Clark Street Sports. We're ecstatic to have them partnering with us, and we're ecstatic to be able to make merch for you guys. Cubs team right now is 95 wins. They make big moves, easily 100. I still say 94. I'm going to feel good about that. Blackhawks drafting in the top 10, 3rd year in a row, says Jim. I don't think progress can be defined by finishing so low. That happens year after year. They do have a lot of guys that played in Rockford last year. Let's see, Jim. To me, the progress has to happen this year. Cheap at half the price. There you go, Terry. Any truth to Schwarber not coming back to the Phillies? He has said he wants to sign there. We'll see. Kyle, appreciate you, man. The T-shirts are up, and we'll get more stuff as they come. We need to trade Matt Shaw and Nico Horner. Nico Horner's owed a lot of money. That's not happening. Matt Shaw, if anything, he could be in a deal for a bigger name. About to enter the game. Are you seeing Flo Rida tonight, Guff? I am not going to be there tonight. We have a graduation party tomorrow for the family. I got too much going on. I am not going. I was going to try to go, but I'm not going to make it. Fire in the hole, Bears recap shirt. I love it, Lip. Love it. Well, it looks like I'm getting a 4th of July rope hat, too. Wait, is there a rope? Oh, the 4th of July rope hat from, let's see here. Yeah. Oh, the Cubs 4th of July rope hat. That is actually amazing. That is actually really, really cool. Really cool stuff on Clark Street Sports. They're really, really good stuff. Let's get to our bet of the day. You heard Lip Ripper say we need to get the train back on the track. Wow, has June been tough. My goodness. I like where your head's at, Lip. I think you'll like where I'm at here too. Cubs are at Houston tonight. Some guy named Kyle Tucker's making his return. Yesterday, we had Juan Soto 2+ bases. When he walked in his second at bat on 4 pitches, I'm like, that's going to come back to bite me. It's going to come back to bite me. He did single in his last at bat. He scored 2 runs, but he did not get 2 bases. So we get the L. We're guaranteed another. Look at our record in June. My goodness. I said it's time to fade Guff. I think Kyle Tucker has a big night tonight. I might even flirt with the home run. He's going lefty-lefty. 6 of his homers this year and 94 at-bats are against left-handed pitchers. Houston's going with a pitcher that is pitching out of necessity, Brandon Walter. So they're going to get to the pen. I like Kyle Tucker to be big in his return home. Can the Cubs get 2 out of 3? 100%. Have a great weekend, everyone. Appreciate you, Jim. Send the gold gloves to PCA, Nico, and Tucker. And Jerry I think Jerry Reinsdorf, you're saying, needs to sell the Bulls.